Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tarikaremba. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Remember to comment, like, and subscribe. So in today's video, we are going to talk about the fact that life will continue teaching you the same lesson again and again until you finally learn it. Okay, so what does it mean that life will show you the same thing again and again and again? Life will teach you the same lesson again and again and again until you learn it. It means that you are going to keep on going through the same thing again and again and again until you learn it. So let me put some context behind this, okay? So the other day I was watching Potato Mommy's video, and she was talking about how, I don't know, she said a statement about dating 3 guys who were basically exactly the same. If I'm not mistaken, she was like, yeah, she was dating the same person in a different shirt, or like the same person in a different body again and again and again. And it was like, when I was watching that video, I was just thinking, damn, that is so true. Unless you stop and look at the situation that you've been in and ask yourself, what did I learn from this, and then apply it to your life moving forward, life will keep teaching you the same thing again and again and again. So now that I've given that example and I've explained that to you, I want you to now reflect on things that you've been through. Maybe you've been dealing with fake friends, picking horrible friends, dealing with issues to do with boys, or people keep scamming you, the random things like that, right? I want you to look at that and ask yourself, what did I learn in this situation? I find that every time you go through a difficult situation like that, it's always so important to take inventory of your life and just ask, yo, what did I learn from this? What can I do differently, or what can I do better moving forward? Because then if you actually take a moment to think about these things and become conscious of these things and identify that, okay, I've learned this, I've learned that, I've learned that, then it makes it a lot easier for you to not make that same mistake in the future. Because now when it's happening again, your mind will kick in and say, hey, we've dealt with this before, we're not going to do it again. Cut it off, don't deal with it, that kind of thing. So that's why it is so important for you to always take that inventory of, okay, this situation sucked, but what did I learn from it? And of course, once you've established what you've learned, you need to be intentional moving forward. I feel like after you go through certain things like that, there are boundaries that you can put in place that will help you to also ensure that you're not kind of going through the same thing again and again and again. So for example, right, let's say you're dealing with a guy and he turns out to be horrible, right? I feel like the next time you're then dealing with guys, look out for red flags. So for example, I believe that it's very rare for someone to just wake up trash one day. There are always red flags that we ignore. Even if it's the smallest red flag, it's still a red flag. So let's say now you start vibing with or getting to know someone else, and then they start exhibiting those same tendencies. For example, maybe they're not really making an effort to make plans with you, get to know you, spend time with you, talk to you, get to know you, all of that stuff. There's no way you can now continue trying to force things with this person, because it's like, okay, fine, the last time you dealt with a guy, it was the same problem. The guy before that, it was the same problem. The guy before that, it was the same problem. So now it's like, bro, how are you gonna be out here sitting around and just accepting that, okay, now that's who he is? Babes, if that's who he is, you better get your stuff and leave. Cut all communication and just let it be known that, I thought this was gonna work, but this actually isn't gonna work, so bye. And even though it might be a little bit like, that's mean or whatever, obviously find a nice way to let the person go. But ultimately what I'm trying to say is that you've already dealt with that before. So now when you see that same pattern repeating itself, be intentional enough with your actions moving forward to be like, I've been here before, I wasn't happy to be here before, and I'm not going to stick around or continue to be here again, right? So that's what I mean. Be intentional. And also in being intentional, do you see that you're also applying those lessons that you've learned? So yeah, learn to apply those lessons that you learn and be intentional. So yeah, the last thing that I guess I'd like you to sort of think of and keep on your mind is just like to remember that every time you go through these lessons, you need to just sort of remind yourself that I am worthy of having good friends, or I am worthy of having people treat me well, or I am worthy of having a man who's going to make an effort for me. You know, whatever it is. You just need to reach a point where you're just like, you know what, I'm not going to keep on allowing myself to go through this again and again and again. If I'm not mistaken, Einstein once said that doing the same thing repeatedly, expecting a different result, is insanity. So please stop being insane. If this is something that you're facing, please stop being insane. I always say this, rate yourself, okay? You need to rate yourself and just be like, you know what, I am deserving, okay? I am worthy. I'm not going to put up with this again. I've learned my lesson. I'm not doing this again. Even though it's hard when you first start, you know, trying to apply this in your life and all of that, you need to just keep reminding yourself that, you know what, even though this is difficult, at the end of the day, I know what I want in a friendship, or I know what I want in a man, or whatever it is, such that I'm not going to put up with this again. I've already learned my lesson. I'm not going to do it again. Okay, you need to keep on pushing that agenda in your own mind, because unless you do that, no one else is going to do it for you. And of course, unless you do that, you're never going to reach a point where you're like, nah, I'm not putting up with this. So yeah, the onus is on you to actually put in the work. Okay, as always, I hope you have the courage to do that for yourself, and I hope you continue to choose to love yourself enough to do whatever needs to be done to make sure that you learn the lessons, but most importantly, apply the lessons learned in your life. So yeah, I hope that wasn't too long. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Remember to comment, like, and subscribe. I will see you next time.